Hey, I get a lot of gardening questions from a lot of friends and family, and one of the things I like to do is always save money as much as I can. I like to make sure that I use things that are around me rather than import things in and spend money on that. Especially now with the economy is not as great as it once was, and things are not as certain as they once were when I was younger. So one of the things I like to do is whenever I am making pots for plants is I like to add a great bit of just organic debris so that it can break down and slowly break down. And when it slowly breaks down, it turns into organic material that is basically food for the plant. So I've done that with a couple different ones here. Let me show you here. This is a plant that I have. It is a autumn sage. It's one of the few plants that the deer will not eat. I have a ton of deer in my area, and this thing blooms beautiful red flowers. And so I have this filled up with a lot of cardboard, shredded paper, sticks, and chicken manure. And that chicken manure usually is kind of mixed with other debris, just because that's the nature of chickens. That's what they do, is just kind of mix it up as they go, and adds a lot of other fungal material from the soil into it, helping it break down even more. So it's like a pot full of compost that you just kind of put together and let it sit. Um, so here's another one I have. Same thing. And so after a while, and you can tell here some of the cardboard hasn't quite broken down yet. My kids like Reese's peanut butter puffs, so that becomes organic material that I put in my pots, and compost bins as well. As several compost bins that I have going. Um, And then once they get big enough, I put them in the soil. Here's one right here. This is the blooms that they have on there. Let's see, there you go. Some of the blooms right there. All right, so this is a few of the bits of debris that I kind of put in here. Some grass clippings, along with some broken up sticks. Now those sticks, even though it's going to take quite a while for them to start to break down, as they sit at the bottom of this barrel, what's going to happen is that they will collect moisture from the soil. When it rains and whatnot, a lot of the moisture kind of drains through, because you don't want your plants, of course, to be sitting in tons of water. But these sticks will work as like sponges, natural sponges that hold in water, and the roots from the plants will dig their way into these little sticks and whatnot, taking it and getting moisture from it. So I also put some leaf litter in here that I have sitting. I've kind of collected on the edges of my yard, and it just sits there pretty much all winter and early spring. And then when I start to get ready to put things in my garden to add some more compost to it, I just kind of grab that from these areas. Yeah, so I push it over to the side, and it just decomposes slowly over the winter, early spring. Grab it from here and a couple of different other areas, and put it in those pots and or compost bins, or on the garden itself. Okay, as you can see, I kind of added a bit more cardboard material. This again will break down. It's going to be food for fungal um, um, growth and insects. They'll break this down slowly over time and put that nutrients back into the soil. And so I will add more, and grass clippings, sticks, and kind of make like a lasagna layering of that over and over again. Give it plenty of water. Water it every once in a while, maybe once a week, maybe sometimes more during the summer. And then I will put a plant in here. So here is another pot that I have that will be going in here. This is a prairie coneflower that I have growing. Another one of the plants that the deer won't eat. So I will plant it right here, and it's going to go in front of my house and beautify the area. And again, this is something that you can do that You know, it won't cost tons of money, and it may take a little bit of time for it to break down. Sometimes it takes about maybe 5 months, sometimes a year. It depends on what you put in there. But if you put enough organic material that's already been decomposed on top, the plant can survive within that, you know, about a foot of soil. This is about a foot right here. So if I just put a bunch of decomposed organic material already on top, some things that I already had been sitting in the compost bin on top, it will start to, this bottom part will be breaking down underneath, collecting rainwater, holding it for the roots to take in. But the plant, whatever I put in here, will be okay, and it will survive because it's in that at least 1 foot of organic compost, and it will be well. And I've had really no problems with this kind of growth, this kind of planting. I put tomatoes in these kind of things, yeah, and peppers. What else did I put in there? Some eggplants. Put some eggplants in these as well. But of course, after it's completely broken down, then of course you can put whatever you want in it, and it's fine. Again, sometimes it takes about 5 months for it to break down. Even while it's breaking down, I still put some plants in there. Like I can do this today. If I just get a bunch of leaf litter that I have sitting around that's mostly decomposed down into organic material, organic compost, just put that on top, about a foot of that in here. I can put this plant in there with it, and it will thrive. So yeah, it's just kind of your preference what you want to do with it. Or you can just let it sit and decompose 5 months, maybe a year, let it sit, and then put some stuff in there. Again, it doesn't cost a dime. This is free stuff, and it's food for plants. It's healthy for the plants, and yeah, that's what I got. So thank you so much for joining me, and if you would please hit like and subscribe. Catch you later.